But we are finally turning our cameras back to the chickens of NanBop Farm. Farm Director Andrea Bushre gives us a look at the chickens as they reach adulthood in this week's Growing, Eating, and Educating.
To Growing, Eating, and Educating, I'm your Farm Director Andrea Bushre, and we are out here in the high tunnel. This is where we're actually housing the chickens for the winter. So as you can probably see behind me, we've got all of their feed out here, their waters, all their different roosts, and also their nesting boxes. This is a place that they'll be able to stretch their legs all winter, be able to peck at different bugs, different weeds, and also add a lot of fertility to the soil. Part of our strategy of putting them out here in these tunnels is that these tunnels don't move. So whatever fertility we have in these tunnels already, we're going to be keeping. So by adding the chickens in here, we're adding a lot more manure and different compost with their bedding to add a lot of nutrients to the soil so that when we're growing vegetables in here, we have a good solid baseline of fertility to be able to grow those vegetables in. We have our hanging roosts in here. We have also our standing roosts, and kind of the goal with that is because these chickens will be in here for so many months, we want to make sure that they're staying active and interested. Once they start to get bored, they start to kind of turn to each other for more entertainment. So that's when you'll see them start to peck at each other's feathers and things like that. So we want to make sure that we're keeping them active. So we have a plan of putting dried sunflowers in here and hanging them from the rafters, and different vegetables and things for them to still stay curious and active throughout the winter, so that once we put them out on pasture in the spring, they'll know exactly what to do and be right at home. So as you can tell, these guys are pretty happy out here in their new home. They're getting to stretch their wings and peck at different weeds and just kind of be curious creatures like chickens are. We'll get to see these guys throughout the winter actually grow and start to lay eggs for us. So these guys are actually still a little immature. They still have a bit more growing to do. So stay tuned throughout the winter for more Growing, Eating, and Educating as these guys are growing up.